won't make a lot of phone calls. I won't, chat it up with people. I'll just sit quietly. It is rather draining, is a good word for it. When you pour a lot of emotion into anything. I mean, how many of you guys, I'll bet a lot of you have probably gotten into arguments with friends of yours, and you're so angry, and you're crying, or you're upset, or you're yelling at each other, and when it's done, you just want to collapse. You feel drained of energy. When you expend a lot of emotion in anything, it kind of tires you out. When I do conventions, at the end of the day, I'm ready to just sit quietly someplace, because you put out a lot of energy and a lot of emotion when you're interacting with a lot of people all day long. And anime recording, any kind of voice acting, is the same if there's a lot of emotion involved. Like if it's just an average kind of a fun thing, I mean, not so much. But if you're doing something very emotional and powerful, when you get done, you usually want to just go someplace quietly, like some dark room someplace, and just kind of decompress, a little bit. At least for me. I can't answer, obviously, for all the other voice actors. And I will tell you this. I know that there are a lot of voice actors that don't really throw themselves into a character. And you guys have probably listened to different anime series where you're like, boy, that guy is just kind of, he's just kind of dialing it in, you know what I mean? It's like you can tell he's not really that into it. But I really love what I do. It has nothing to do with money or anything being paid. It has nothing to do with anything except I love being a part of what I do. So no matter how big or small the role, I really get into it, and I enjoy it, and I want it to be the best it can be. And I think that the voice actors who really put themselves into their characters like that, I think you can tell, you, the viewer, when you watch a show, I think you can tell that they're really into it. They're really putting their all into it. So.
Last question.
Last question, and I guess we definitely need to take a question right here.
We actually have gifts for you.
Oh my goodness, no, that's not, what, really? You don't have to do that. What in the world do you have?
Well, what we got here is a comic strip one of my artists drew up. It's actually a Star Wars outtake.
I love it already. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's great. Remember when Luke shows up to rescue Leia? And he runs in as a stormtrooper? What does Leia say?
Aren't you a little short?
Aren't you a little short to be a stormtrooper? And he whips off his helmet, and it's Edward. And he says, who are you calling so short he can fit in an Ewok's carry-on bag? And Leia says, touchy one, aren't you? That's awesome! Oh my gosh, that's great. I'll have to scan that and put it on my Facebook.
And we got a picture of Edward here.
Beautiful.
That was also drawn by Brianna.
Beautiful.
And then we have a picture of Mousy.
How beautiful. Dark. Look how beautiful. Wow.
That's not the only thing we have for you.
Well, what we are...
What?
Everyone on this side.
Well, here. Just don't hurt it. Isn't that beautiful? Yay.
Okay, you can do it.
Awesome.
Yes?
Well, what we are is we are Team Chiisaicon. We're trying to put together our own American-based manga magazine.
Oh,
And what you see here is you can see we have team T-shirts, and we actually have one made up for you.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yes, here it is right here.
Oh my gosh. Thank you. Dude, that's awesome. That is awesome. Come here. Thank you. You guys.
Sweetness. And that picture was also drawn by the same artist that did your...
And where's this artist?
She is in Ohio. Unfortunately, she couldn't make it. We're here presenting for her.
You tell her I said thank you. These are wonderful.
I will. I'm
Thank
sure
you
she'll
so
see
much.
it on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
I think she will. What is her name?
Her name is Brianna.
Brianna, thank you so much. You're an awesome artist.
Thank you, Vic.
My pleasure. Thank you. Let's take one last quick question. It has to be a good one. Are you sure it's a good one? Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay, I know you're the voice of Zero and Vampire Night. How do you feel about his relationship?
Listen, and Yuki's relationship? Oh, Ichiru. You know what? I gotta tell you, I loved playing the two twins. How many of you know that the Japanese voice actor of Zero was also the Japanese voice actor of Tamaki? Yeah. You know what? You want to hear a funny story about Zero? I auditioned for Vampire Night, and I auditioned for Ido, right? And Kaname, and Zero, and Yagari, the vampire hunter guy. I auditioned for all of those guys, and I got a call from the producer saying, "Congratulations, you'll be playing Zero and Ichiru." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm playing Zero!" What the heck was the other character, he said? Because I had no idea that Zero even had a twin, or that was even part of the story. I knew nothing about that. So when I got in there and realized that he has this twin brother, and I got all excited. Because as an actor, that's like a dream. To get to play a character who you literally interact with, and it's just a different personality, but they fight with each other, and they argue with each other. I loved it. And what we would do is we would record all of Zero, and then we would go back and record all of Ichiru. So when they're talking to each other or fighting with each other, I had to make the changes between the characters, but it was much easier if you do all of Zero's stuff first and then go back and do Ichiru. I loved it. I really, really enjoyed that. It was quite a pleasant surprise because I didn't even know that Ichiru existed. But that was one of my favorite things about Vampire Night. Thank you guys so much. How are we gonna, where are autographs gonna be, in here?
Yeah. No.
Here?
No.
Or
I got you. Go give directions.
let them know how you want to organize this. And you guys, I'm so glad you're here. And I hope you had a good time chatting a little bit. And this guy, I'm going to give this guy the mic, and you guys are going to organize how they want to do the autographs. And I'm going to get set up with everything, and I will see you in a minute.